Okay, today we have come to Jodrell Bank in Cheshire to look at the massive Lovell telescope. So we shall see you inside. Space is big, really big.
It really is.
Quote from The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. George is turning the handle to make the planets move so we can see the planets moving round the sun. If I move out a bit, we can see the ones further away. So we can see the Earth travelling round the sun. And then up here, it tells us the time of year too. Good job, George. Okay, we're heading along towards Jodrell Bank Gardens. Well, here we've got a nice picnic area. As we can see, with George zooming off in his chair, it's very accessible for wheelchairs. The paths are nice and smooth. It's a lovely day. It's very, very quiet. We've come during the school holidays before and it's been a lot busier, but today's very quiet. Well, you can pick, George. Do you want to go left or right? We're going to go right. Okay.
George is our navigator today.
It really is very peaceful walking around. And in front of us, there's a children's play area. So if you've got children that would like to play there, you can. Some more picnic tables, and there's all sorts of information signs as well that tell you about the different things that you're looking at, the different plants and trees and so on. I'll keep walking round, and in the distance we've got another glimpse of the Lovell telescope. So here, this part is called the Galaxy Garden, and it says it contains 7 smaller round gardens, each of which has mixed perennial planting that illustrates a phase of the development of the universe, from the Big Bang right through to the formation of our own solar system. Between the gardens, mazes of willow hedging represent the swirls of spinning galaxies. Within the round gardens, topiary balls indicate protons and electrons, whilst grasses and airy textured plants demonstrate the expansion of space. The choice of colours in the planting indicates temperature changes. For example, the blue and purple at the heart represent the Big Bang of the intense heat. In astronomy, blue light is an indication of higher temperatures, while red planting indicates the cooling caused by the expansion of the universe. We would associate blue with cold and red with hot, but it says it's the other way around. This is number 1, the Big Bang and expanding universe. 14 billion years ago. This is number 2, the creation of the lightest elements, a few minutes after the Big Bang. Number 3, the fading glow, cosmic microwave background, 380,000 years after the Big Bang. This is number 4, the birth of stars, from 300 million years after the Big Bang. The death of stars. So this represents the birth of planets. This represents the solar system. Walking down towards the telescope, the Lovell telescope, pointing directly up at the sky. Now here we're coming up on the whispering dishes. So one's there, the white dish there on the right, and the other one's there, and it's to illustrate how sound waves work. We came here before and there was a little girl here with her grandparents. So she stood with her grandfather and her grandmother went to the other one, and she decided to shout into it, and poor Granny was stood there with her ears ringing because the sound carried really well. Shall we give them a go?
I think we should.
Okay, so we're at one dish and you have to speak, you whisper into the silver ring. George is at the other one over there. That's out the way. Hey George. Can you hear me? George. I can hear you. He can hear me all the way over there. It says it works because they're parabolic reflectors. You speak at the focus of one parabolic dish, the sound waves spread out from your mouth and reflect off its surface, forming a parallel beam. The beam travels to the other dish, where the reverse happens, concentrating the sound again at the focus, so even your whispers can be heard clearly, as we heard. So if George can take the ball and put it at the top and make the bells ring. Oh, heard the last one. Right, we've moved the bells, so see if we can make them ring this time. Let go. Give it a push. It's gone now.
Oh, I get it. You gotta give it a push. Okay, wrap time.
We've got two out. A third go and see if we can get all the bells to ring. Go, John. Yay! John and George are going to have a race with the wheels and see which one goes first. So ready? 3, 2, 1, go! Oh, John's went first. So John's is going to win because he went first. They're the same weight. It's just that the weight's put in different positions on the wheel, which affects how it moves. So it says this represents Jupiter, and by turning the wheel, as George is doing, we make Jupiter spin, and as it speeds up, the equator bulges up just like the real planet. So try and turn it faster, George. Fast as you can. Fast as you can. That's it, so we can see it bulging out like the real planet does. There we go. Oh, here's a really close view of the Lovell telescope. It says it's a radio telescope that works by picking up very faint radio signals coming from objects far across the universe, such as galaxies, black holes and exploded stars. It was built in 1957, and at that time it was the largest in the world. At 76 metres across, it's still the world's third largest steerable telescope. And it's also a Grade 1 listed building. It carries out world-leading scientific research. And when it snows, the telescope controller tips the dish to point at the horizon, so all the snow will slide out. It says make sure you're not standing underneath though. And there's a picture of it when it's snowy, where it's been tipped so that the snow can fall out. Yeah, you wouldn't want to be standing underneath, it'd be like an avalanche. The background noise we can hear, there's people working on it at the moment. This is actually the closest that you can get to it. So you can see right the way up underneath it. It's interesting though, looking at this and seeing the Douglas Adams quote from The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy earlier, because it just reminds me of the mention of Jodrell Bank in that, when the Vogon constructor fleet was passing overhead before it destroyed the Earth. It passed over Jodrell Bank without a blip. So it failed in that case.
It did, yeah.
And here we've got a closer view of how the telescope moves. So it's on tracks, and it's got feet with wheels on it that move, so it can be moved around. Screens here that tell us what the telescope's doing at the moment. So it's currently parked because it's undergoing maintenance, as we saw outside. We've got a model of the telescope here and some information about how the telescope works, the radio telescope works. Here we've got an infrared camera, so we can see George and we can see John with his black nose. My hand is yellow, which says that's around the 31 degree. George's hand's colder. John's hand must be really cold because it's really dark. Let's have a feel. Yes, it is. Mine's warm. Mine's yellow. My hand's the warmest.
And I'm the coldest by far, I think.
Your hand, yeah, your hand's really dark. Your fingers are really dark, so they're really cold. As mine is yellow. Let's put your hand up, George. Your hands are cold as well, especially there. It's just me, I'm hot stuff. Woohoo! Right, we've had a good few hours at Jodrell Bank Visitor Centre. It's very interesting. I've found out I was pronouncing the name of the telescope wrong all the way around. It's actually Lovell, not Lavelle. But hey ho, I can't be perfect all the time. I'm having a day off today. It's a good day. It's very accessible. To get in and paid for John and for George. I got in for free as a carer. We ate lunch at the cafe. That was good. It was reasonably priced. And the staff were really helpful as well. They helped bring the food over to the table. So it was good.
It was very good.
The staff were helpful. It was accessible. The gardens were nice. We picked a really, really nice day to come because it's quite sunny.
I don't think we could have asked for a more perfect day, really.
So we'd recommend it. It's accessible. If you're hearing impaired, there's an induction loop. Obviously, again, visually impaired, you are relying on other people to describe things to you. Although there are some hands-on things that we did, aren't there?
There's a lot of hands-on things, and there's also a lot of audio that plays.
Yeah.
That really kind of sets the scene for you.
A nice couple of hours out. We'd recommend it. Thank you for joining us. If you liked this video, please give us a big thumbs up or a small thumbs up. Just a thumbs up will do. And if you don't already, please do subscribe. We upload videos every week. So if you subscribe, you're not going to miss any of them. So thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next time. Bye.